What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be speaking about having your moon conjuncting your partner's descendant in synastry. When it comes to having this aspect is an aspect that's actually pretty common in strong relationships, like the long-term ones. And it's even common in marriages between people. Because when your moon is lining up with someone's descendants in synastry, this does create a pretty strong and deep connection. And when it comes to the descendants, it can be any planet. It can be the moon, it can be the sun, it can be any other planet touching the descendants is going to make for a pretty special and strong bond between two people. Whether that's the sun, that's Venus, or Mars conjuncting the descendants, or just touching the descendants in any way. Even though it doesn't necessarily guarantee that the relationship is going to be one that lasts forever, it is just one part of the relationship that shows that it's going to have a significant impact on the relationship. Just to have those planets in close degrees, they are definitely going to feel it. However, when it comes to the moon conjuncting the descendants, the moon is all about our emotions. And so this is really showing having an emotionally comfortable and even emotionally secure relationship with someone. Like both of the partners in this relationship with this aspect between the moon and the descendants really feel like they get each other emotionally in this relationship. Since the moon is our emotions, the descendants is really what we're looking for in a romantic partner. So between the moon person and the descendant person, they can come to find that they find a partner who really understands, and they both can have this feeling of naturally understanding what they need out of the relationship and from each other. And in this relationship with this aspect, it does feel emotionally comfortable, it does feel like a safe space, and both of the partners can come to find that it feels free to be able to be themselves in each other's presence. And because of that, that's why this is often found in long-term relationships where they feel comfortable with each other. And having this aspect also makes it feel like a soulmate-like kind of connection between two people. Like they have an easy time being able to really pick up on each other's emotions. Also, with this aspect between the two of them, they can also know how the other is feeling without too much need for words. And the moon person and the descendant person are able to really cheer each other up in times of need, or when the other is feeling like there is a need for emotional comfort, they are able to provide that to their partner. And that is why they really have this really strong emotional connection in this relationship with this aspect. So when it comes to this aspect of having the moon conjuncting the descendants, you really want to look at the degrees, and the closer the orb, the more strongly and intensely that this aspect is going to be felt. And that is when this conjunction becomes especially noticeable. However, having your moon in someone's 7th house, this influence is still present, but it can be a little bit more subtle and in some cases less potent. But it can come down to the sensitivity of the people involved in the relationship. But both of the partners with this aspect in their relationship can feel like they naturally fit into each other's lives. And this relationship with this aspect can actually have a strong sense of harmony in it, where things just feel very stable. Because with this, they feel like they really are connected emotionally. They can have a relationship with a lot of emotional supports, which is also key to them having a lot of stability in their relationship. And with this aspect, they're just more likely to be in tune with each other's feelings. For the descendant person in this relationship with the moon person, they really feel like the moon person has everything they need emotionally. And this relationship for them feels quite balanced. And they even can feel the sense of being complete in this relationship with the moon person, like they complete a missing part of them. And that's because of how balanced this relationship can feel to the descendant person in this relationship with the moon person. And the moon person in this relationship with the descendant person really makes them feel cared for, they make them feel seen, and in this relationship they can really open up because of that feeling of emotional security and emotional safety between the two of them in this relationship. And it can be like them being able and feeling comfortable with sharing their innermost thoughts and being vulnerable with each other. And that's just how intimate this bond can be for the moon person and this descendant person in this relationship. And because they both feel emotionally safe in this relationship, it really creates this solid and strong foundation in their relationship for the long term and over time in their relationship. And that's why it's found in a lot of long-term relationships and marriages between two people. Emotionally, it comes with a lot of feelings of being emotionally fulfilled, and also that allows for the relationship to grow over time in this with the SYNASTRY aspect. And that strong emotional bond that this aspect shows really does contribute to a long-lasting, deep partnership or a long-lasting relationship. Also, they're going to have a lot of trust in each other in this relationship, and when it comes to difficult or tough times that they go through in this relationship, they support each other through it. And this aspect also shows that natural ability to be able to pick up on when something is wrong for each other in this relationship. And whenever they do pick up on that, they offer comfort, they offer support, emotional support. And that's why it feels like a safe haven for both of the partners. It feels deeply satisfying on a deeper level, and they both can feel quite understood and valued in this relationship for who they are. And having this aspect really makes for an emotionally intimate relationship between two people. However, when it comes to any of the challenges in this relationship with this aspect, which shows a deep emotional connection between two people, coming into this relationship, if one of them are naturally emotionally guarded or want to be in that space in this relationship, then them really having an emotional guard up in this relationship with each other can kind of throw the balance off in this relationship between them. For one, it can start to feel overwhelming to one of the partners, and also it can feel like there is this lack of boundaries, and it can feel like they're able to see you for who you are, and it's like seeing directly into your soul with this. And that can feel overwhelming and even a little bit too vulnerable for some people, most likely the descendant person, because the moon person here can really see through the descendant person. But also another challenge with having this is if the moon person feels responsible for the descendant person's emotions, and the moon person here can feel responsible for the descendant person's emotional well-being, and that can become too much for the moon person. They can feel drained in this relationship with them when this happens. And also, while this relationship feels emotionally safe, it feels emotionally secure for both of them, they can at times become dependent on each other because of this. And things like relying on each other for each other's approval or validation, and the individuality or the independence for both of them in this relationship gets lost. So even difficult conversations get avoided when it comes to having those between the two of them, because they want to be able to keep the peace. And having this aspect is not necessarily a guarantee for something that's going to be an everlasting love between two people, but it does show up in a lot of long-term relationships, such as marriages. And having this can lead to having a very emotionally deep and compatible and even lasting relationship between two people on its own. But other aspects would also need to be taken into consideration for the everlasting love potential that this aspect has on two people and their relationship. Well, that does it for this video on having your moon conjuncting your partner's descendants in SYNASTRY. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it helpful. And if you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel for more videos. Well, that is where I love and leave you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye guys.